Okay, today we are going to discuss Cook's theorem. Now, before we discuss what is Cook's theorem, the whole theory part lies on the fact that we have already done what is a SAT, that is a satisfiable problem, and what is reduction. So which that means कि अगर आपको किसी को बताना है कि कुक्स थ्योरम क्या है, तो उससे पहले आपको ये दोनों चीजें उसको एक्सप्लेन करनी पड़ेंगी कि रिडक्शन किसे बोलते हैं और सैट यानी सेटिस्फाइबल प्रॉब्लम किसे बोलते हैं। तो रिडक्शन क्या है, मैं हल्का सा आपको रिपीट कर देता हूं कि व्हाट इज रिडक्शन। रिडक्शन basically refers to conversion of some problem A into some problem B. Now, what is this problem B? Problem B is already having some non-deterministic algorithm for it. How much time does this non-deterministic algorithm takes? It takes polynomial time. So what is reduction? It is conversion of some problem A into problem B, and problem B is already having some non-deterministic algorithm for it, which takes OP time. And what does reduction say? The reduction says if I can reduce some problem A to problem B in polynomial time, and B has an algorithm that solves B in polynomial time, then A is considered to be reducible to B. इसके दो एडवांटेजेस हैं. One is I can use the algorithm for solving B to solve A. Also, it proves that if A is reducible to B, then A is not harder than B. That's it. This is what is called reduction. Now, just a little introduction to what is satisfiability. Satisfiability or SAT, the short form for the same. This is referred to as a Boolean SAT also. It consists of CNF form of formulas given to us. Now, what is the CNF? CNF stands for conjunctive normal form. So what we are given? We are given a set of literals and operators. Three types of operators: or, and not. Or stands for disjunction, and stands for conjunction. So what does this formula contain? The formula contains a set of clauses. For example, clause 1 and clause 2. What does clause 1 contains, it contains the set of literals like x1, x2, and x3, and some kind of, you can say, disjunction applied to it. Similarly, we have x clause 2. It also consists of some kinds of disjunction operators, and in together, they both have conjunction operator. Now, what is the objective of this function is that for some assignment to x1, x2, and x3, what kind of assignment? 0 or 1, 0 or 1, 0 or 1, the final value of this function returns true. And when will this function return true? Let us suppose if we have clause 1 and clause 2, they both should return 1 because there is a conjunction in between, which is and. If all the clauses return 1, then only the final value of this function is true. Now, we have done both, revision for both, what is reduction and what is satisfiability. Please keep this thing in mind, this function, because that's what we are going to use in the next topic, that is Cook's theorem. And Cook's theorem, basically, we are not going to prove the Cook's theorem. Please keep that in mind. We are just going to do what is an overview of the Cook's theorem. Cook's theorem में कहा क्या गया है और उसका impact क्या है, हम लोग सिर्फ उसी चीज को स्टडी करेंगे. तो let's just move towards that. In computational complexity theory, the Cook-Levin theorem, also known as Cook theorem, states that the Boolean satisfiability problem is NP complete. That is it. This is the statement of the Cook's theorem. If somebody asks you what is the Cook theorem, you just simply have to say that the Boolean satisfiability problem is NP complete. Now, what do you mean by something being NP complete? It means that it is NP, it comes under NP and NP hard also. Further, if something, or you can say if there does not exist any algorithm that can solve a problem in polynomial time. I am extending this. This is the only statement that the Boolean satisfiable problem is NP complete. We are just trying to understand what is NP complete. It is NP and NP hard also, which means if there does not exist any algorithm that can solve a problem in polynomial time, at least we can prove that it is verifiable in polynomial time. Now, what does this mean? So let's go back to the board and see what does it mean. Now, I am given a certain set of a problem. Okay, students, I am required to solve this problem in polynomial time. Initially, I do not have any algorithm. Two things are possible. Either I find an algorithm which is deterministic, or either I find some algorithm which is non-deterministic. The objective is to find the solution in polynomial time. But still, so far, I am not able to get any algo that solves it in polynomial time. It's okay. So if I have certain set which is extremely large data set, and I cannot find a solution for that data set in polynomial time, the verifiability is sometimes possible. What is verifiability? If I cannot solve or compute this data set in polynomial time to find a solution X, then let us suppose if I am given X, that means I am given some output. Can I verify that this output is correct from this D? That is called verifiability. So sometimes what happens is, even though if I cannot solve a problem in polynomial time, I can still verify that that problem or the answer to that problem is correct in polynomial time. So there are so many things that we can do. We can, for some problems, research is going on for 30 years, 40 years, and we still do not have any solution. So we try that at least if the solution is not there in polynomial time, at least I should be able to verify that in polynomial time. So let's get back to our notes. Like I said, if somebody asks you, what is Cook's theorem? You explain what is satisfiability problem set, what is reduction. Now we come to the fact that the Cook's theorem states that the Boolean satisfiability problem is NP complete. What does it mean? That means the satisfiability problem is in NP. Satisfiability problem is in NP. And how do I prove that it is in NP complete also? Please focus on this particular statement. The problem is in NP. So that means to prove that any problem is NP complete, you need to prove two things. One is that the problem itself should be NP, and satisfiability is NP by definition, because it does not have, you can say, any or deterministic algorithm that solves, or any deterministic algorithm, sorry, that solves it in polynomial time. So we know that it is NP. And the second condition that it should also meet is that any problem in NP can be reduced in polynomial time by a deterministic Turing machine to the Boolean satisfiability problem. This is very important. This is very important, that any problem can be reduced in polynomial time by a deterministic machine to the Boolean satisfiability problem. What is Boolean satisfiability problem? Ye dikhane ke liye, I'll just refer to one figure that is given in here. This has been taken from one of the YouTubers author. So I have, for reference, I have taken this. So this is one of the screenshots from the YouTube where author is trying to explain what is the meaning of a reducibility to a Boolean function. Now, please have a focus on this one. It says is what we want to prove. What we want to prove is that any problem in NP, any problem in NP. So that means a problem which is NP. Any problem means all problems which are in NP. They are polynomial time reducible to set. Now, how do we prove that? It's not that easy to prove that all problems in NP are polynomial time reducible to set. So this is the idea that was used by Cook and Levin to prove that. Now, what is a problem which is considered to be NP complete? Any problem which is in NP can be solved in polynomial time by a non-deterministic random access machine or a non-deterministic Turing machine. And there must be a polynomial time algorithm for the same. Now that is complex. So what did the Cook and Levin do? They came up with this idea. Now, once I say that I have given you the definition of what is NP complete. What is NP complete? A problem which is already NP. That we already know that SAT is a NP problem. But the problem lies in the second point, because the second point says that all NP problems can be reduced to SAT in polynomial time. How do we prove that? The first one is already proved by definition itself. So how do we prove the second one? This is the idea of the Cook and Levin theorem, which states that show that any algorithm, so that means if you have any algorithm, can be encoded as a Boolean formula. That is it. This is what I have been saying in the last lecture as well, that SAT has a function. मैंने अभी आपको बताया था, याद रखना इस function को. SAT has a function which is given in the form of CNF, which consists of disjunctions and conjunctions. Now, if we can convert the any decision problem, okay, into, or we can encode that same problem into this kind of formula. तो हमें कुछ नहीं करना है, हमें सिर्फ उस प्रॉब्लम को एनकोड करना है into the Boolean formula that is used by SAT. If we can do that, if for any algorithm I can convert or encode it into the CNF form for the SAT, this means that all problems in NP can actually be reduced to the SAT problem. This is the figure, and I believe it is still slightly complicated. These all are assumptions. One thing, make it very clear, these all are assumptions. There is no such actual result so far been deduced, but it has proved that if something exists, please student, do not forget this thing. This theorem is not saying that this has happened. It is saying if something like if P is equals to NP, then, but is actually P is equals to NP, that has not been proven absolutely till now. But they have proved it that if this condition is true, then this will hold. That is why it is a research topic that has not been completely proven yet. Okay. So let us continue. What does Cook theorem say? Cook theorem says that Boolean satisfiability problem is NP complete. That is the statement of the Cook's theorem. Now, what does it mean? For any problem to be NP complete, it should be NP, and all problems in NP can be reduced in polynomial time using a deterministic Turing machine to a Boolean satisfiability problem. That is it. Why SAT is NP? Because I can verify the results of the values in the polynomial time. It takes exponential time, and algorithms can be converted into the Boolean function. That is what we are supposed to say. Now, this is not the part of the notes. This is just something you can say that I have written for my reference, something that I have written for my reference, that why we should consider that SAT is a NP complete, because it is NP and it is also NP hard. So now the most important thing is what happened when Stephen Cook and Leonard Levin proved that the SAT is a NP complete. So we need to understand the consequences of that. ये आपको आपके थ्योरी में बताना है कि ओके, कुक ने बोला कि SAT is an NP complete problem, लेकिन उससे हुआ क्या? उससे ये प्रूव हुआ, an important consequence of this theorem is that if. Now comes the most important term, that is called if. I already told you that do not believe that what they have proved already exists. अभी तक ऐसा कोई exact वो चीज नहीं मिली है that proves that P is equals to NP. But the total statement starts with the fact that if. So that means something that has not been proven, but it can be proven in the future also. तो हमें जो चीज फ्यूचर में प्रूव हो सकती है, अगर उसका प्रूफ पहले से मालूम है, तो हम लोग ये मानते हैं कि जब भी वो प्रूव होगी तो हम लोग उसको मान लेंगे. तो what does it say? An important consequence of this theorem is that if. What does it say? There exists a deterministic polynomial algorithm for solving Boolean satisfiability. Then every NP problem can be solved by a deterministic polynomial time algorithm. अब ये चीज एक्चुअली में अभी तक प्रूव ही नहीं हुई है, तो मैं इसको एक और कलर से हाईलाइट कर देता हूं। अभी तक इस चीज का फुल सॉल्यूशन अवेलेबल ही नहीं है, लेकिन मैंने इसको हाईलाइट कर दिया है। तो इसका कॉन्सिक्वेंस ये है कि कभी इन फ्यूचर वी आर, इफ वी आर एबल टू फाइंड दैट there exists a deterministic polynomial time algorithm for solving Boolean satisfiability। अभी तक ऐसी कोई deterministic algorithm exist नहीं करती है, लेकिन अगर फ्यूचर में कोई ऐसी deterministic polynomial time algorithm बन गई that can solve the satisfiability problem in polynomial time, then all problems in NP category can be solved in deterministic polynomial time, which will eventually prove that P is equals to NP। मकसद भी यही है, ये कहना कि P is equals to NP, but for the time the word that stands between is P is all problems in NP is equals to P. That means they are as simple or as hard as P. It has not been proven yet because there is a if standing in between. Okay, so let's go further. The question of whether such an algorithm for Boolean satisfiability exists is thus equivalent to the P versus NP। Means ऐसा कोई algorithm exist करता है जो ये prove कर दे that P is equal to NP, which is widely considered most important unresolved problem in computer science. That means this problem has yet not been resolved in computer science for the last 50-60 years. But Cook proved that if any day we are able to find any such algorithm, in future, that will mean that all NP problems will be P. That means they can be solved in polynomial time. These are some of the definitions that we will not do because you already know them. NP is a decision problem, or a decision problem in NP can be solved using a non-deterministic algorithm. Non-deterministic algorithm वो होती है जिसमें एक choose function होता है that actually gives your output in you can say one complexity of O of 1, लेकिन वो choose function काम कैसे करेगा वो मुझे नहीं मालूम। That is why it is called a non-deterministic algorithm। Satisfiability हम लोग already कर चुके हैं। ये एक ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है जिसमें बूलियन एक्सप्रेशन जिसको हम लोग कंबाइन करते हैं विद बूलियन वेरिएबल्स एंड ऑपरेटर्स, and it is considered to be satisfiable only if the final result comes out to be true। और हम लोग एक और भी चीज समझ चुके हैं, look at the algorithms in NP and not the problems in NP। मैंने जो फिगर करवाया था वो एल्गोरिदम्स की तरफ देखता है, जो पीछे एक फिगर किया था जिसमें आइडिया बताया था वो एल्गोरिदम्स इन एनपी को देखता है, नॉट द प्रॉब्लम्स इन एनपी। क्यों? क्योंकि वो कहता है कि अगर किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को हम लोग एनपी मानते हैं तो उसके लिए एल्गोरिदम एग्जिस्ट करता है, इसलिए प्रॉब्लम को देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप एल्गोरिदम को देखिए। Now we come to the last part of our this algorithm or this proof. Given any decision problem in NP, construct a non-deterministic machine. Example of here I have referred to myself that I need to give you an example. So I need to give you an example. Here I have referred it for myself. So first of all, I cannot, like I said, I cannot explain what is Turing machine to you in such a short time. But मैं आपको एक ये चीज बता सकता हूँ कि इसके अंदर कुछ स्टेट्स होती हैं। मैं सिर्फ आपको इतना बता सकता हूँ कि एक ट्यूरिंग मशीन के अंदर स्टेट्स होती हैं। इसमें एक सेट ऑफ कुछ स्टेट्स होती हैं जिनको हम लोग फाइनल स्टेट बोलते हैं। अगर किसी इनपुट के खत्म होने पर हम फाइनल स्टेट पर हैं तो देन वी कंसीडर दैट स्ट्रिंग इज एक्सेप्टेड। हम लोग जिस स्टेट से स्टार्ट करते हैं हम लोग उसको स्टार्टिंग स्टेट बोलते हैं। हमें एक इनपुट स्ट्रिंग दिया जाता है, हम उसको पास करते हैं इनपुट स्ट्रिंग को 1 by 1 इनटू द दिस स्टार्टिंग स्टेट। ठीक है, तो हमारे पास स्टार्टिंग स्टेट है, इनपुट स्ट्रिंग है, एक फाइनल स्टेट है। फिर हमारे पास एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं ट्रांजिशन फंक्शन। ट्रांजिशन फंक्शन जो होता है वो हर स्टेट के लिए दिया जाता है, और मैं आपको बता देता हूं कि वो है क्या। लेट अस सपोज दैट द इनपुट स्ट्रिंग इज 0 और 1, यानी या तो हम लोग 0 इनपुट देंगे या हम 1 इनपुट। तो मैं सिर्फ ये वाली स्टेट की बात कर रहा हूं। इसका ट्रांजिशन फंक्शन क्या कहता है, अगर इसको 0 या 1 इनपुट दिया गया तो क्या करना है। अगर तो इसको 0 इनपुट दिया गया तो ये यहां जाएगा, अगर इसको 1 है तो ये यहां जाएगा। दिस इज कॉल्ड डिटर्मिनिस्टिक। Please understand this. This is called deterministic because we have only two set of inputs 0 and 1, और हर स्टेट के लिए I have a deterministic answer कि अगर 0 है तो क्या करना है, अगर 1 है तो क्या करना है। Then what is a non-deterministic Turing machine? मैं फिर आपको बता रहा हूं कि मैं आपको फुल ट्यूरिंग मशीन नहीं बता सकता हूं, लेकिन नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक ट्यूरिंग मशीन क्या है वो मैं आपको बता सकता हूं। अब पिछले में मैंने कहा कि अगर 0 है तो यहां जाइए, अगर 1 है तो यहां जाइए। नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक कहता है कि आई एम नॉट श्योर, मेक अ गेस। इफ इट इज 0 और इट इज 1, आप इधर भी जा सकते हैं, एंड इफ इट इज 0 और 1 आप इधर भी जा सकते हैं। दैट मीन्स इट इन्वॉल्व्स सम डिग्री ऑफ guessing. That is why it is called non-deterministic. ओके, तो इसी तरह से आपकी एक नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक एल्गोरिदम भी होती है। जैसे मैंने बताया, डिटर्मिनिस्टिक में आप स्पेसिफिकली स्टेप बताते हैं, और नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक में आप एक चूज फंक्शन लगा देते हैं कि ओके मेक अ गेस, सो दैट गेस विल बी सॉल्व्ड इन पॉलिनोमियल टाइम। आप उस गेस को यूज कर देंगे। इन फ्यूचर आई मे बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट। इन फ्यूचर मैं उस चूज फंक्शन को सॉल्व शायद कर पाऊं, बट फॉर द टाइम बीइंग आई डू नॉट हैव एनी सॉल्यूशन टू दैट चूज फंक्शन। So given any problem in NP, construct a non-deterministic machine that solves in polynomial time. Even though वो complete algorithm नहीं है, but it should be able to solve the problem in polynomial time. That is why it is considered to be NP problem. Then for each input of that machine, build a Boolean expression. अब हमने वो जो मशीन बनाया है या उसको जो इनपुट दिया है, उस इनपुट को रिड्यूस करना है। किस चीज में रिड्यूस करना है स्टूडेंट्स, प्लीज फोकस ऑन दैट कि हमने उस इनपुट को रिड्यूस करना है इनटू द बूलियन एक्सप्रेशन दैट इज यूज्ड फॉर द सेटिस्फाइबिलिटी प्रॉब्लम व्हिच कंप्यूट्स। अब उसका काम क्या है, टू कंप्यूट वेदर दैट स्पेसिफिक इनपुट इफ पास्ड टू द मशीन विल रन करेक्टली। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि उस इनपुट के लिए मेरा मशीन चलता ही जाए, वो रुके ही ना। मशीन शुड रन करेक्टली। करेक्टली का मतलब क्या है, इट शुड बी एबल टू गिव मी एन आंसर वेदर इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल और नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल। इसकी सिर्फ दो ही आंसर्स पॉसिबल हैं कि आपने एक्सेप्ट किया इनपुट को या आपने इनपुट को रिजेक्ट किया, बट वो दोनों आंसर्स जो हैं वो फाइनाइट यानी पॉलिनोमियल टाइम में या फाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स में हो जाना चाहिए। And the machine should halt and say yes. Okay. Otherwise, if the machine continues to work, then I am sorry, that means this is not correct. So this is the proof that is given by based upon Gary and Johnson. They say there are two parts of proving that the Boolean satisfiability problem is NP complete. ये हम लोग ऑलरेडी स्टार्टिंग में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं स्टूडेंट्स। One is to show that SAT is NP problem. Yes, SAT is NP problem by definition because there does not exist any deterministic algorithm that can solve it in polynomial time. So ये तो it is already proven. So but to prove that any problem is an NP complete, आपको सबसे पहले तो ये प्रूव करना पड़ेगा कि it is an NP problem. तो SAT is an NP problem. तो दूसरा चीज क्या है, that all NP problems can be reduced to SAT in polynomial time. The other is to show that every NP problem can be reduced to an instant of SAT problem by a polynomial time. इसकी सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है स्टूडेंट्स, आपको शायद बहुत डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है इसको समझने में। मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था दैट इज इट इज अ रिसर्च टॉपिक। अब हो क्या रहा है कि अब मैं हर प्रॉब्लम को कैसे प्रूव करूं, हर एनपी प्रॉब्लम को कैसे प्रूव करूंगा कि वो एनपी कंप्लीट है। इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। ये तो बहुत ही वास्ट नंबर ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। तो कुक्स थ्योरम से ये कहना कि दैट सैट इज एन एनपी कंप्लीट, उससे हम रिस्ट्रिक्टिव हो गए कि क्या हम अपनी एनपी प्रॉब्लम को अगर सैट में रिड्यूस करते हैं तो इसका मतलब ये है कि उसके अंडर आने वाली सारी प्रॉब्लम्स जो हैं वो एनपी कंप्लीट। सो व्हाट इज सैट? मैं तीसरी बार आपको समझाने जा रहा हूं दैट सैट इज एनपी कंप्लीट। द ऑथर सेज दैट सैट इज फर्स्ट problem, that SAT is NP. Yes, SAT is NP because any assignment of Boolean values to Boolean variables that is claimed to satisfy any given expression can be verified in the polynomial time using a deterministic Turing machine. यानी अगर मैं एक बूलियन फंक्शन बनाता हूं और मुझे एक आउटपुट दी जाती है, अगर मैंने उस आउटपुट को वेरीफाई करना है कि ये इस एक्सप्रेशन को सेटिस्फाई करती है कि नहीं, मैं आपको फिर से बता रहा हूं, हम लोग सॉल्व नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम लोग सिर्फ ये चेक कर रहे हैं कि वेरीफाई कर रहे हैं कि इफ वी आर गिवन सम काइंड ऑफ एन इनपुट, सिर्फ ये चेक करो कि ये इनपुट वेरीफाइबल है कि नहीं। स्टूडेंट्स, डू यू नो विच method actually uses this approach? The method that uses this approach is known as brute force method. यानी मेरे पास कोई तरीका नहीं है चेक करने का कि मैं सॉल्यूशन निकाल पाऊं, तो मैं ब्रूट फोर्स मेथड यूज करता हूं। कल हमने यूज किया था, मैं फिर से रिपीट कर रहा हूं। इफ देयर इज x1 x2 एंड x3, हाउ मेनी पॉसिबल वैल्यूज आर देयर? द टोटल नंबर ऑफ पॉसिबल वैल्यूज आर 8 which is equals to 2 power 3, that means 2 power n. अगर मेरे पास लेट अस सपोज 16 पॉसिबल लिटरल्स हैं, तो 2 पावर 16 पॉसिबल वैल्यूज हैं। और ब्रूट फोर्स मेथड क्या करता है? उठाकर एक एक को भेजना शुरू कर दीजिए डिटर्मिनिस्टिक ट्यूरिंग मशीन में यूजिंग दैट बूलियन फंक्शन, और एक एक वैल्यू को चेक करो कि भाई ये एक्सेप्टेबल है या ये एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है। तो सोल्यूशन तो मैं निकाल नहीं पा रहा हूं, तो मैं वेरीफाई करने चल पड़ा हूं। तो अगर मैं उसको पॉलिनोमियल टाइम में वेरीफाई कर पाता हूं तो मैं मान लेता हूं दैट इट इज एन एनपी प्रॉब्लम। और सैट प्रॉब्लम को अगर हम ब्रूट फोर्स के साथ एक एक इनपुट देना शुरू करेंगे और सिर्फ वेरीफाई करेंगे, then it is possible to, and then it is proven that it is an NP problem. That means we can verify it in polynomial time. ये कुछ पोर्शन है, मैं नहीं समझा सकता हूं आपको बिकॉज देयर इज नॉट एनफ टाइम। ट्यूरिंग मशीन क्या होती है ये तो हमने ऑलरेडी थोड़ा सा डिस्कस किया है, पूरा ट्यूरिंग मशीन कराना पॉसिबल नहीं है, लेकिन ये है एक ट्यूरिंग मशीन जिसके अंदर M इज कॉल्ड द मशीन एंड दीज आर द 5 यू कैन से वेरिएबल्स ऑफ इट। कौन से हैं मैं ये आपको बता देता हूँ। Q stands for the initial state। आपकी इनिशियल स्टेट क्या है? all states, sorry, all states क्या है? Then there is summation. This refers to the symbols, input symbols. S stands for, S is subset of Q. Q means all state and S stands for the initial state. Similarly, F stands for the final state. And delta stands for the transition function, which is a table for every state. अगर input 0 आई या input 1 आई तो मैं next कौन सी state में जाऊंगा, that is given by delta. तो मैं आपको फिर से repeat कर रहा हूं that this is the Turing machine. Turing machine M is equal to Q. Q says number of states. Sigma summation says total number of input variables. S means the initial state, F means the final state, and delta means the transition function, which is given in the form of the table. तो कुछ नहीं है, हाँ बताना बस इतना था कि अगर हमारे पास एक एनपी प्रॉब्लम है, अगर हमारे पास एक एनपी प्रॉब्लम है तो हमने सिर्फ इतना प्रूव करना है दैट इट इज वेरीफाइबल यूजिंग अ ट्यूरिंग मशीन। हम लोग उसको सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते हैं यूजिंग अ ट्यूरिंग मशीन, लेकिन हम लोग उसको वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं यूजिंग अ ट्यूरिंग मशीन दैट दिस particular input will give a true answer or not. We can verify that if it is going to give a true answer or not in polynomial time, and the machine will you can say hold. दूसरी चीज क्या थी? रिड्यूसिबिलिटी। reducibility मैं आपको बता ही चुका हूं कि what you have to do is you have to pick up a decision problem, only and only the decision problem. आप एक decision problem, एक algorithm को उठाइए, उस decision problem को convert कीजिए into a boolean expression. If it can be, then it is considered to be satisfiable. And I can, with the, in the past we have already seen that yes, it is possible that we can convert the algorithm, any NP algorithm, into a Boolean expression. Okay, so this is one of the figure that we have done. There are n number of algorithms available on YouTube, so that I request that you can go through them and try and make a formal statement for it. लेकिन इस पेज में दिए गए first 2 pages more than enough to prove that Cook's theorem proves that SAT is NP complete. And what is the advantage of it? Because if we can prove any problem in NP can be reduced to a SAT problem, that means all problems can be reduced to SAT. So what does Cook says? NP complete. Problem X is NP complete if. अब मैंने पढ़ा दिया है, आपको जो पढ़ाना है, मैं किसी ऑथर की रेफरेंस बता रहा हूं आपको। तो वो क्या कहता है कि any problem X is NP complete, उसके लिए 2 चीजें आपको प्रूव करनी पड़ेंगी। एक तो ये कि that problem is an NP problem, and any other problem it is reducible to X. For some problem Y, that is NP complete, which is already NP complete. And we already have proved through Cook's theorem that SAT is NP complete. Now, why SAT is NP complete? Because it proves both these points. That means SAT belongs to NP, and the problems exist that can be reducible to some NP complete problem, and eventually it is considered to be NP complete. इसके लिए हम लोग क्या क्या यूज करते हैं? एक ट्यूरिंग मशीन यूज करते हैं। ट्यूरिंग मशीन के लिए एक नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक ट्यूरिंग मशीन बनाते हैं। नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि इसके अंदर एक चॉइस फंक्शन होता है। चॉइस फंक्शन से हमें कोई इनपुट दी जाती है, हम लोग एक रैंडम गैस लगाते हैं और एक आउटपुट आ जाती है। इसका फायदा क्या है? वी आर एबल टू प्रूव दैट P is equals to NP if there exists some deterministic algorithm. If मैंने इसलिए स्ट्रेस दिया है बिकॉज अभी तक ऐसा कोई भी हमें एल्गोरिदम नहीं मिला है जो NP कंप्लीट को डिटर्मिनिस्टिक टाइम में सॉल्व कर सके। तो आगे स्टूडेंट्स ये स्टेप दिए हुए हैं, फिर से वही रिपीट हो रहे हैं ये स्टेप्स। तो दीज नोट्स विल बी देयर विद यू. I request that all of you to please go